Hey guys, Megaton Menace here, back with another video. I'm once again joined by my friend Asir, and today we're going to be watching and reacting to RWBY Volume 8, Chapter 10. I didn't look at the title. Also, this epilepsy warning thing that's on the screen is just part of the episode. That's not us, so I guess if you have epilepsy, you shouldn't watch this reaction, I guess?
New tech.
Right, they've never done this before, so... I don't know what to expect, but I guess
maybe it's Team Funky. Like honestly, that's kind of what comes to mind. Their power set is psychedelic.
It's possible. I mean, either that or it could just be something like really crazy with like someone having a psychotic breakdown or some grim shit. Like it's definitely not the only option, but Team Funky definitely makes sense. And now, when it comes to what I would hope to see in this episode, I definitely hope that the whole Hazel Oscar cliffhanger episode from before gets addressed, but I also think that it probably won't, just because there's a whole bunch of plots going on.
And that is kind of a pattern of Rooster Teeth, to kind of do something, take an episode, reprieve, and then follow up.
Exactly.
So I think there is a precedent.
And because of that, if we don't see like the Hazel Oscar things again until like next episode, fine. Also, like the Crow Robin group and like Ironwood are both characters that we haven't really seen in a while. So I hope we get something involving them in this episode. But I feel like that in terms of like predictions and what I want to see, I think that that's basically all I got. I mean, because for the most part we do know what's going on. Because obviously, yeah, like, I want to see Team RWBY, I want to see John's group, and I want to see the Schnee ships be used to evacuate Mantle, rah, rah, rah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's all I got. You got anything?
Yeah, I would just say welcome back, Rooster Teeth, before we dive into the episode.
Yeah, just because there wasn't an episode last week because of the Texas power grid failure.
Let's roll.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, because they gotta... Oh, little laggy.
Hopefully that resolves.
Yeah. Looks like it's okay.
Yeah, if that didn't resolve,
then we would have
re-record the intro.
Yeah, we would.
Sure.
Or like do a cut and just edit them together. But yeah, looks like it's gonna be okay. Yeah. But it's actually not that rare. It's pretty common for something to lag for just a couple seconds when you unpause it.
What's funny too is because of course the intro has that like pixelated graphic.
Yeah.
It was like, wait, is it fixed?
Right.
It took a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I think we're good. We're on track.
And like when we first hit play, I was like, wait, is it play? I'm like, oh, it is, but just they need to make it so that the epilepsy warning is on screen long enough that there's time to read it for people that aren't paused. Like,
right.
Can't just be there for 1 second. Be like, warning, this episode, oh, it's gone.
Right. Yeah.
And it's one of those things where like that warning is abnormal, and therefore it makes me feel like that the episode is abnormal, and therefore it makes me feel nervous.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. To me, it's just like the Porygon Pokemon episode, where it's just like they're just probably pushing the limits of flashing colors and lights, and that's why Funky was the
like
first thing that came
there's
to
a difference between rational mind and logical mind sometimes.
I get you, man. I get you.
All right, Ironwood, cool.
It's been a minute since we saw something kind of centered around him, like a scene where he was
because he's been in a few snippets, but
Dr. Watts' estate military headquarters with the assistance of Cinderfall.
Yeah.
We do have Jacques Schnee in custody.
I don't give a damn about Jacques Schnee. What about the other two?
Crow and Robin.
Right.
Sir, Bronwyn and Hill have evaded capture.
Yeah.
We are monitoring every exit. So they
Attacked
must
by
still
birds.
be inside the compound.
We're moving you to another.
Okay, so they're just...
Damn it!
Yeah.
Wow. Why are you so distrustful
everywhere
of
for
them?
Do
Yeah.
not return to this office.
Because, like,
until you
they're
have
fighting
O'Brien
the Atlas
in
guards.
custody.
And even though it
Of
hasn't
course,
been
sir.
confirmed yet, that bird probably is Raven, and that for some reason she doesn't want to go into human form.
Right. This is... Come on, Ironwood.
Yeah, however...
What's the status of our crew?
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
They did establish a while ago that Crow was going to pick a fight with Atlas if he got out. And it's unfortunate to see that that's not the case, but... Oh, it's Oscar's bubble, because the bomb wasn't outside the whale yet, so this has got to be from what Oz did.
Yeah.
I thought it was the bomb at first, but they showed it being brought to the whale. So it's got to be the Oz. Which is interesting, because he used this power way back in Volume 3, but at that time it didn't really do anything. At least not that we saw.
Maybe it was just a cast at level 1 spell versus cast at level 5 spell.
Yeah. So we all knew that Neo had that, but if there was any doubts, confirmed. And I guess that just, it atomized it.
Right?
No injuries here.
I mean, that's good, but it's definitely not the end of the war.
They were still inside.
At least I don't think.
Yeah. Okay.
We didn't see them leave, but
They got out.
they got out.
Right. It's okay.
Target destroyed.
We know you're the one with
It
the
was-
heart.
But no time to celebrate.
It wasn't them,
Return to the
Ironwood.
academy at once. We've got a new problem.
Yeah, it's probably Penny, right?
That wasn't us.
Then we can tell him in person.
Yeah.
Load it back up. We're leaving.
Oh boy. Why not just
Yeah.
leave the explosive behind? Jokes.
Yeah, right.
Did anyone respond?
No.
Well, she'll come back. In the interim, we need a plan.
Plan? The plan hasn't changed. I'm going to rip the maiden power out of Penny Polendina. Because you're going to bring her to me.
Is he,
I
though?
beg your pardon?
You said in your message that you have control over Penny.
I said I had Penny under control. not that I
Exactly.
could
There's not the same
telekinetically
thing.
Force her to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
I implanted a virus in her.
And the virus will
In
do
which
its thing.
She's on a set path now.
Exact.
At least she should be. As much as I hate to admit it, there seems to be some part of her capable of resisting.
Good.
Regardless, it's only a matter of time before the mechanical body succumbs to the virus.
Bad.
She'll open the vault, then she'll destroy herself on our little
literal.
penny.
What do you mean she'll destroy herself? How am I supposed to take her power if she's dead?
It'll just go to someone
You know,
else.
It's impressive that you haven't realized this yet, but I don't work for you.
That's true.
Please, you can't just threaten me like everyone else.
You think you're so clever,
kinda
don't
is,
you,
though.
Arthur?
Salem sent you to bring me back.
Salem isn't here right now. But I think we can still come up with a plan while she's pulling herself together.
Perhaps.
First, I'm gonna watch you plummet to an unremarkable end. And then I'm going to burn a path directly to the vault, where I will wait to tear that magical puppet to pieces. And take what is mine.
It won't be that easy.
How many KOs are you gonna actually get, though, Cinder?
Right. Because, I mean, you've been in a lot of fights, and
Of course
you've
you
killed
are,
Amber and
because
Ozpin.
that's just what you do.
And
isn't
Pyrrha.
it?
I was like,
has
wait
that
for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
You
Yeah.
stormed into Freya's room thinking you could take on Ironwood's top fighter and War Machine.
And got your ass kicked.
And that machine became the Winter Maiden. Oh, and
Right.
let's not forget your deal with
You lost to
Raven
her, and then she got a
Rowan.
buff.
Get all your enemies in one place so you'd have a shot at revenge. If only someone could have warned you against such a miserable idea.
Oh, wait, we did.
Oh, wait. I did. But you pushed ahead, and you lost it when all you had to do was your job.
He's right.
You think you're entitled to everything just because you suffered.
Saying that while she's dangling him over a fucking ledge.
The thing is, he already got what he wanted from Salem. So, sure, she might kill him, but that's all he has to lose. Maybe.
Damn. You just basically sent her to bed without dessert.
Basically.
Like, fuck. And it worked.
Yeah.
That's the most humble Cinder we've ever seen.
And just no one's ever been that real with her before because everyone either doesn't care her or is afraid of her.
Blake?
Yang, are you okay? Where are you?
We're fine. Emerald saved us.
We're fine.
I know, pinch me.
Is everyone there already?
We're alive. This'll help
Oh, he
us.
got out too. Okay.
Guys,
I mean, it makes
they're
sense,
okay.
but
Yeah,
because
of
he was
course.
in the core, it's a little bit like, oh,
Oh. Well, that's fortunate.
Hazel?
probably actually is
Giving you a
dead.
map. You're in the agricultural area.
We'll see, because he
This
does
map
have,
has access
like,
to
crazy
the
aura
Red
and
Line
crazy
subway
regen,
tunnel.
and until we
Then
see,
follow
like,
the route I've
a
dropped.
body,
Got it.
Yeah.
See you soon.
It's definitely something they could have done on screen.
You can't
I'm gonna
be
be a little
serious.
frustrated
You
if
want
he
us
gets
to work with her?
off-screen
I'm
alluded
just
to
saying
death.
it makes the most
Yeah.
sense. We're all enemies of Salem, including her.
No, I'm with Blondie. You don't like me, I don't like you. So how about we just part ways and you never have to see me again?
You're not going anywhere. Not after everything you've done.
We can't let all of our actions stem from fear.
that's true.
If she could help us, I think we should consider it.
Ren, he's the realest every time.
It's like, we need to stop being petty
Forgive
bitches.
her.
Just like whenever you're worried about
Everything
what
that
you should
happened at
do,
Beacon,
just
she lied
listen,
to us.
Ren.
Yeah,
Listen to
that's
your
been
inner
especially
Ren.
true this
Dangerous.
season.
You don't have to forgive her. You have every reason to feel that way. Just maybe give her a second chance. We've already gotten quite a bit of help today from someone we don't exactly trust right now.
Yeah.
You mean Ozpin?
I know how you
Told you,
feel, but
dude.
he
Yeah.
saved my life. And when we were tortured, he took it,
That's true.
so I wouldn't have to.
I mean, technically Ozma,
He
but
entrusted me with
semantics.
this, and the massive amount of power he had stored up in it.
Yeah.
Kinetic energy that he spent lifetime after lifetime accumulating
Okay.
in the cane he built.
So that's how you did that? Using
It builds
all of
up
the stored
kinetic
power.
energy over time.
Not all, but most. We have to be careful with how we use the rest. He
So you can't
trusted
do what
my
you just did
judgment,
again.
and it saved us. I
But
wanna
it's got
reciprocate
some
that trust.
some other
There's a lot to
juju
sort
to
out.
Right.
work with.
But it's also not useless.
Right.
Thank you, Oscar.
Baby.
I wonder how often this happens that like a generation is completely distrustful of one Oz, but he wins them over in the next gen.
Yeah. Very
'Cause
hard to say.
That could have definitely been a reoccurring theme.
Yeah. Okay.
All of Atlas is down here.
Found him?
Yeah, it's just like civilians.
I would have assumed Mantle.
They're. Except we did see that they're actually on Atlas, I think. Pretty sure. And that they're like in
I've
the
seen what you can do.
island.
And it does actually look like the Academy.
this
Yeah, and they got the Atlas logo up there.
Yeah,
I
like,
could really use someone like you.
and it does look like Academy barracks now that
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
So now, what now?
It's about time. While we dealt a decisive blow to Salem today,
Actually, that wasn't our payload, sir. I brought it back with us.
then who could have...
Oz.
But you still have it.
Yes.
This may be useful. Penny still hasn't come to the vault.
Oh,
meaning
boy.
Watts was either incompetent or he betrayed us.
Yeah.
At this point, we'll never know. Cinderfalls attacked command and escaped with him. And that's not all we've lost.
He was
Sir?
either incompetent or I was. But at this point, we'll
Robin.
never know.
Also
Basically.
escaped.
I know, Ironwood.
Yeah.
Salem's creature was destroyed. But that doesn't mean we've stopped her.
No, she'll be back.
She will return, and she will throw everything she has at us until there is nothing left.
Yes.
And we are perilously close to that already.
Mm-hmm.
I need the Winter Maiden now. It's the only way Atlas can survive.
Yeah. Except he doesn't know that she was hacked, I don't think.
Schnee, bring me Ark, Ren, and Shalom.
Yeah, he was the one who kind of let her do it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're right. No. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
What I mean,
And I didn't do
but
what needed
you're
to be
right.
done.
He knows she's hacked, but
I will
not in the way that.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm just reminding you because
I know.
I knew.
She
I'm
doesn't
ashamed
know
I didn't
about
think of it earlier.
Watts' virus.
Leveraging the lives of her friends. It's the only way to make Penny listen to reason.
Sir, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
we don't have them. Operative Schnee let them go.
It's not quite that simple. I mean, it's not a lie, but it's also more complicated than that.
Winter allowed them to go on board the creature to rescue their friend. And they never came back.
Oh boy.
Dude, I don't like the bunny chick.
Yeah, she's a
such
bitch.
a fucking bitch. She's just been a bitch, and like now I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Now you're all like,
They were our last chance.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Now I have nothing!
Damn, bro. Yeah, but he's been
manic for forever.
Yeah.
I'm a little
We are
over it.
detecting
Same.
non-military ships on radar. Dozens of them.
And it sucks because this could have been an opportunity for him
They
to
appear to be Schnee Dust Company freighters,
get
sir.
pulled back, but they don't
Heading
see
straight
it.
for Mantle.
Okay, the
You've
Schnee
known
ships.
that for some time,
Yeah, I know, but
Weiss.
it's disappointing.
I see. They're trying to save Mantle.
and that's
A
fine,
good thing.
This has always been about Mantle, hasn't it?
bro.
I need to make a call.
Yeah. Your boss
Who is
won't
it?
stay dead, but you
Someone
will
survive?
without this. To summon, yeah.
They're like, Neo can text. She has to be able to text, because otherwise, we're not going to get this exposition.
Right. Exactly.
I missed you too.
But that makes sense, though. She's just using it to taunt and have leverage over Cinder.
Yep.
Because she doesn't actually like Cinder.
Mhm.
I don't know why we didn't think of that, but it does make a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Where's Nora?
In bed. Oh, yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't know about that shit yet.
Oscar, you...
The fuck is this?
No, she's okay. I can.
Kids, the cargo ships you sent just made it, but they're not alone.
May?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
God damn it. Fuck you, Ironwood. Unless I'm wrong, but I don't think I am.
I don't think so either. She was acting major
This
sus.
is an emergency CCT broadcast.
What's going on?
Those ships, they were going to save people. Why would...
I have always promised to defend this kingdom, its technology, its future, from those who would see it destroyed.
Fuck off.
Our enemy is crippled, but one individual still denies Atlas its salvation. The protector of Mantle. Penny, wherever you and your friends are, I need you all to listen. I know how much Mantle means to you, so I'm going to give you a choice. You can bring yourself to Atlas Academy and do your duty. Help me save as much of Atlas as I can, and Mantle will be left to fend for itself. Or you can all watch as I destroy it. I have one bomb. That's all.
Winter.
If there is no mantle, then there is no reason for you not to work with me. Neither of us wanted to come to that, but one of us is willing to do it.
If anyone tries anything other than what I've ordered, mantle,
Winter needs to betray him, and she needs to do it now.
You have 1 hour to respond.
She needs to do it in the next 59 minutes of canon.
Oof. Big oof. Hard end.
Yeah.
That's a little rough. But overall, pretty good episode.
I'm too emotionally volatile to look at the episode objectively. Right now, emotionally, I hate this episode and fuck this episode. But I also know that objectively, once I have time to calm down and process, I think I'm going to agree with you that it was a good episode with some rough shit in it.
Well, I mean, up until the Ironwood sequence, it was all good news. Like, they had you in the first act.
It's true, but it's also true that when you're watching a 15-minute episode, 5 minutes of bullshit can and will ruin an episode.
Yeah, you kind of have to expect the format. We missed Burning Tractor. It's okay, we'll just stop it here.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, okay, so Ironwood wanting to save Atlas makes sense. Like I get that. And even him being willing to go to extreme measures to protect Atlas, okay, sure. But it just, like, I know that he's gone off the deep end and that stress has broken him and blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't make sense for the leader of Atlas and someone who was introduced as a good guy to, because they're in a bad place, be willing to kill most of his people to save some of his people. It doesn't, because Mantle is his people too.
Yeah, I mean, Mantle is his people too, and I agree with that sentiment, but he, for some reason, is disconnected from it. And I think maybe that's just because always from the beginning, he... I don't know, I don't really want to dive into a capitalistic metaphor, but that's kind of what they have established, is that he only kind of cares about the bottom line. It's not a perfect comparison. Please don't, like, drag me through the mud for that. But it's the best thing I can think of in the moment. And I understand the sentiment of, like, your raw emotion, but for me, I had given up in Ironwood ever since he was willing to work with Watts.
Yeah.
Because that was the point where he had, in my opinion, forsaken all logic and done the unthinkable. And to me, call it foreshadowing, call it, forethought. I was like, this is the trend, this is the pattern, and it's not going to break, because
it's like, I agree. I actually do agree. Like after Ironwood worked with Watts, I was like, shit, like, he's not coming back from this. He is a villain. But it's also true that they could have made it so that that could have been his lowest point. Like, it's one of those things where, like,
was that before or after he shot Oscar? Because we can't forget about
it. It was after. And that's just it.
I mean, fucking Ironwood, you suck, bro.
Yeah,
it's been a long time coming, but like,
but I do see it because it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so it is true at the, like, because it was like it was the Volume 7 finale when he shot Oscar.
Okay.
And I do see that because but it's one of those things where, like, helping a domestic terrorist do domestic terrorism is worse than shooting one teenager, and wiping out a city on your own is worse than helping a terrorist.
What you're saying is that it's a sliding scale that has only gotten progressively worse. I totally understand the sentiment. I'm just saying, for me, the point where I had, like, this wasn't a surprise, because the point I had given up on Ironwood completely was when he worked with Watts.
I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, and I think that they have had him slip down the slope to an unrealistic point.
Again, when he worked with Watts, when you're willing to let somebody and the reason I remember we got into this on that episode, because I was like, Watts knows the interface and is a programmer, and you're letting him use a computer.
Yeah.
He could have compromised so much of Atlas in that moment that he's lucky all Watts did was hack Penny. And so for me, that was the moment where Ironwood had just completely forsaken logic. And I'm not saying that this isn't worse. I'm just saying that...
No, I do get it. So even back then, though, you thought Ironwood would continue to slide more and more. Okay.
Definitely. I didn't think there was any coming back.
That makes sense. And honestly, it's hard, though, too, because, like, back before the Atlas arc, Ironwood was one of my favorite characters, and I do think that part of it is that, like, I don't want him to go down the slope, and therefore I keep on being like, no, it's not too late. He can climb back up, even though the show has been saying no
for a long time. No, I kind of see that, and I feel like since this is the episode where, like, you cannot say anymore that Ironwood is not an antagonist in the show.
It's true.
So I would like to address a moment when he was great, so we can talk about it and remember it, because I remember it was volume 3 when Beacon was under attack from the Elysian Knights, and he did not hesitate to save people. Those were his own machines. That would have been his own budget. That is his own effort, labor, not his own, but the effort, labor, and contributions of Atlas. And he was like, people matter more. And he pulled out his gat. He started popping him in the face. And that was, for me, that was a moment where Ironwood had really won me over as a character.
Agreed.
Because he was always presented as sus. And there for a while
that he wasn't.
There for a while, that to me was the solidification that it was a character we can trust. But obviously he's been slipping on a path where that's not the case for several seasons now.
Yeah.
And I don't like the decision, but at the end of the day, it's not our story to write. And that is true.
I have to accept that it's so hard, because like obviously like I know that RWBY is RWBY and Hell of a Boss are the only shows I react to on YouTube, but like I watch a lot of shows, I play a lot of games. Like I am not unfamiliar with stories or narrative tropes. Like I do understand all that, but it still is hard. And it does, because it's one of those things where if like back in volume 7 when Salem wasn't there yet, it was different, because like if all of this was happening with Salem still being a looming threat who was coming soon, I'd be able to swallow it a lot easier. But because Salem's literally there, I'm like, Ironwood, why are you bashing your head against the wall? What do you do?
No, I get it. I mean, I totally understand your frustration, because it is frustrating to see a character that you like descend into madness. I mean, just for the sake of comparison, a lot of people hated season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Just because they love Daenerys.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard sometimes to watch a character that you have an affinity for, or that you appreciate, or maybe even see yourself in, and then all of a sudden they just turn to shit. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, but there definitely is a thin line, because like, for example, Cinder, like, yeah, we did get her backstory recently, but Cinder still, like, she's a character where, like, she's evil because she's evil, and she does bad things because she does bad things, and that does make her boring, and it does maybe be like, don't really care about her as a villain. But in addition to that, like, I don't like truly just feel like, fucking Cinder, just because she's consistent, because like she's always been that way. And like the how much of a face swap it is also makes it harder to stomach.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we should. let's talk about like what comes next. So, do you think that Ruby and friends? Do you think that they'll turn themselves in the spare mantle, or do you think that they'll just be like, time to punch Ironwood in the dick?
It's really hard to say because I probably turn themselves in, I guess is what I would lean towards. But turn themselves in resulting in punching him in the dick. Like,
that's what I expect too.
Well, especially because their entire plans went awry with the ships being gone. Because if it wasn't for him blowing up those ships, they could just be like, fuck you, who cares? Like, peace.
Yeah.
But, which by the way, it's kind of, I don't know how to say this, but it's kind of cheap in my opinion, and this is a criticism of Rooster Teeth, but to just have, like, I guess those ships were manned by drones and were just gonna be like, or do you think people blew up and died?
I think that 100% Schnee Dust Company employees were piloting those ships and that Ironwood killed them. Definitely.
Maybe.
I think that he.
But I mean, I get that Weiss still has connection to the company, but how did you convince a bunch of employees to, like, they're not a military?
Because remember, like, Ironwood blamed Weiss, but the actual person responsible is Whitley, and Whitley is the head of the Schnee Dust Company with Jock in jail. Like, he can order his employees to fly the ships.
I think that they were unmanned. Honestly, I think to me that's more likely. Like, I don't want to get too caught up on it. I'm just saying, like,
really,
it's kind of it's
really. There's only two things that we know for sure.
Right.
We know that when the Hound attacked Schnee Manor, what Whitley was doing was using Jock's computer to authorize the ships, and we know that Ironwood shot them down.
Right. And ultimately, the main reason why I think that they are unmanned is because of, and this is kind of a real world thing, but how long it would take to communicate that and to get that chain of order operations to take place, that would take a long time.
Is a cartoon, though.
I get you.
But you're okay. The only thing that here's what I do feel confident about. Mm-hmm. If there were real people in those ships that died, I think it will be addressed when
they're like,
when they're face to face with Ironwood, saying what the
sure
and also that's weird too because like for some reason when after that for some reason I thought that after the Hound fight Penny had flown off, but I guess that's not the case because they showed her unconscious in the mansion again. So she is technically off the board for the time being. She'll have to wake up again soon though because
that's what's coming to the climax.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be relevant. How many episodes left?
This was 10, so I think there's 4 more. I think it's a 14 episode season, which basically means like today's the 27th of February, right?
Yes.
So that's 6/13/2027. So March 27th should be the last episode. And that's also, of course, assuming that they don't miss any weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm good on this. You think you're ready to catch up the rest in the review?
Almost. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The one last thing is that I do think that that Hazel probably did die in that blast and that's the end of him.
Same.
And even though that seems like something that should get rid of Salem, like for a couple days, a week, something, she's probably going to regen and be back before the volume is over. Maybe not, but that does seem likely to me. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I guess that's all. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry if we were a little rambly in our post-reaction commentary. I think that's usually the case, but thank you again for watching, and thanks to Burning Tractor for coloring the episode. And thanks to Alyssa Dumbass for being the voiceover audio engineer.
It's Dumas.
Okay, if you say so, I'll take your word for it this year.
Later.